Well, good evening. It's 10 o'clock. You're with KGRA in Lake Charles, Nova 104. My name is Robyn, and it's time for the Rock and Roll Show this evening. It's brought to you by JStereo, and we'll start just as soon as we have a message from our sponsor.
There are two names that are synonymous with music and entertainment. They are JStereo and Craig. At JStereo, you'll see the full line of quality Craig equipment. Craig, the best-known name in auto under-dash AM, FM, 8-track, and cassette players. Craig has features such as rewind and reverse. And to make your hours of listening even more enjoyable, don't forget the complete line of Craig home stereo entertainment equipment. If it has to do with music, Craig makes it. And now you can see the full line of Craig auto and home units at both locations of JStereo, 1931 Maplewood Drive in Sulphur and 3617 Rhine in Lake Charles. JStereo, where they have a complete service department for your convenience and a large selection of the latest records and tapes. Make it a point to stop into JStereo in Lake Charles and Sulphur and see the full line of Craig.
Nova 104, and let's start off the Rock and Roll Show with some Eric Clapton. Yeah, it's the Kinks here on the Rock and Roll Show. Catch Me Now, I'm Falling from their latest release, Low Budget. And Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Ohio. Bad Company, Live for the Music, as we all should do. And Eric Clapton with Cream, Crossroads for you. It's 10:18 right now. Listen, if you hear anything on the Rock and Roll Show you like, why don't you pop on down to JStereo here in Lake Charles and Sulphur and check it out, because you can add it to your collection by one of the stores. Go down to the Lake Charles store and ask for Susie, tell her you heard it on the Rock and Roll Show, or go down to the Sulphur store and ask for Mike, and they'll help you out so you can put some of this fine music in your collection. Gonna start off with some Tom Petty, but first a message from JStereo.
And see the full line of Craig.
Listen, if you have a legal problem and cannot afford a lawyer, the Southwest Louisiana Legal Service Society may be able to counsel you. For further information on their services, why don't you give them a call? It's 436-3308. We're all refugees. Here's the Heartbreakers. Nova 104, music from Trapeze, from the Medusa LP and Jury. Tom Petty before that, from the new one, Damn the Torpedoes and Refugee. Rock and roll show for you, and rock and roll lives. A lot of people have been wanting to hear something from Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. Well, here, get your oats off on this. Rock and roll lives, and that's the Man from Man's Earth Band from Angel Station. Don't Kill It Carol with Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush from Tales of the Unexpected and Sister Change. 10:42 right now. Good evening. You're with Robyn, rocking and rolling for you here on the Rock and Roll Show. What a better place to do it. We're going to have a half hour of solid rock and roll coming your way, starting off with Jethro Tull's Hymn 43. But first, a message from our sponsor, those great folks down at JStereo.
There are two names that are synonymous with music and entertainment. They are JStereo and Craig. At JStereo, you'll see the full line of quality Craig equipment. Craig, the best-known name in auto underdash AM, FM, 8-track, and cassette players. Craig has features such as rewind and reverse. And to make your hours of listening even more enjoyable, don't forget the complete line of Craig home stereo entertainment equipment. If it has to do with music, Craig makes it. And now you can see the full line of Craig auto and home units at both locations of JStereo, 1931 Maplewood Drive in Sulphur and 3617 Rhine in Lake Charles. JStereo, where they have a complete service department for your convenience and a large selection of the latest records and tapes. Make it a point to stop into JStereo in Lake Charles and Sulphur and see the full line of Craig.
And I would like to personally thank JStereo for showing such good taste in making the rock and roll show possible. Listen, if you're thinking about running away from home and would like to talk to a sympathetic, open-minded professional, call the National Runaway Switchboard at any time, day or night, for this confidential. That means they won't think. No-call service. Call toll-free. 1-800-621-4000. Rock and roll lives with Jethro Tull. And it's about 2 minutes before 11 o'clock. You're with Robyn. This is the Rock and Roll Show, KGRA in Lake Charles.
I don't want you to be no slave, and I don't want you to work all day, and I don't need your money, I don't need your money, said I don't need your money, Once was a woman, a strange kind of woman, the kind that gets written down in history. Her name wasn't Nancy, her face was nothing fancy. She led a trail of happiness and misery. I loved her, everybody loved her. She loved everyone and gave a good return. I tried to take her, I even tried to break her.
Rock and roll lives with Deep Purple, man, that takes me back to some better years. That was from Made in Japan, a live album, double album done by the group, and Strange Kind of Woman got a bunch of good cuts off that one. And then Foghat, Taking You Back, I Just Want to Make Love to You. Led Zeppelin from Houses of the Holy, The Ocean, Point Blank Moving, Mistress, Cinnamon Girl, and it's a Neil Young tune. And Jethro Tull started things off. Hymn 43, a little religious music for you. 11:16 right now, and we're going to thank those people down at JStereo for making this possible, and we'll be back with music from Rare Earth here on the Rock and Roll Show. It's 11:17 right now. You're with Robyn. 60 degrees outside. I'm going to keep the rock and roll rolling for another 45 minutes with music from Rare Earth.
A little walking music back to a little clapping music too. This song is called Big Brother. You're right there.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty soon, if you don't get together, Big Brother won't be watching.
Rock and roll's alive and well. Bruce Springsteen doing an old Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels tune. That's Devil with the Blue Dress On, Good Golly Miss Molly, and Jenny Take a Ride. Head East before that, Never Been Any Reason. Started things off some Rare Earth, some live in concert, and Hey Big Brother. 11:33 right now. Let's thank those people who made this place possible. The Rock and Roll Show down at JStereo.
JStereo, where they have a complete service department for and
Listen, are you one of those who started taking drugs on a dare and now it seems you can't get out? Well, if you're interested in leading a drug-free life, give Narcotics Anonymous a try. There's a Narcotics Anonymous meeting held every Tuesday night at 6:30 at the Substance Abuse Center at Chenault. For more information, call 491-2355 and do yourself a favor. Rock and roll continues with the Doobie Brothers. Nova 104, music from Queen, the Prophet song from A Night at the Opera. James Gang, Lost Woman before that, your album featuring Joe Walsh, and started off with rock and roll from the Doobie Brothers, Without You. Well, I hope everyone had a pleasant one this evening for the Rock and Roll Show. I'm Robyn, and it was brought to you by JStereo, those fine folks. Any of the music you heard tonight can be picked up at JStereo, so just go down to the Sulphur store and ask for Mike, or the Lake Charles store and tell Susie you heard it on the Rock and Roll Show, and Robyn sent you.